come to you from South Florida. I'm Ed Cohen with the former Chicago Bulls guard Jay Williams. And Jay, it's Miami-Dade County. It's the land of D-Wade. It's a place unlike any other.
No doubt about it, Ed. Every time you see the Flash play, it reminds you of greatness. No doubt he's going to show that tonight on the court.
Opening tip, won by the Heat, and we're under.
All right, let's bring the fire to him. Substitutions.
Jay, sometimes it's not just the Heat that does opponents in Miami.
I've been a victim to this multiple times when we have played the Heat, and I think other franchises from cold cities have been the same. There's a reason why the Miami Heat have such an advantage down here on South Beach. You catch them on an off night, it's rare that opposing teams are ready to play.
To Dragic. Knocks it down off the step back.
That was a tough shot. The guy was in your pocket. He even contested the shot. Everything was going according to plan until then.
From the outside, no good.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that gnat that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never goes away.
It's the Heat with the possession. Knocked loose. Dragic. Goes reverse to lay it in.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
Burke with it. Leads a bucket. And Jay, they call the foul. Trey Burke picked up by Gibson. Opposing coach is going to counter, make some changes of his own. Waiters buries it on the catch and shoot.
Ooh, that confidence level is so superior. Whenever you start jogging back on defense before the ball even goes through the net, that speaks for itself.
Driving right to the basket. Down the lane to lay it in.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Burke with it. Leads 3. To Butler. Nice pace. Sets it up and slams it down. Jay, they've had no answer for this guy.
He's been on fire this first quarter. That's the way you take it right to... your opponent. You attack right out of the gate.
Screen.
Deep 2 there, won't go. To Waiters from long range. Jay, another one goes down. They're right where they want to be.
Exactly. Next play, you have to turn around defensively and get in the stance and actually keep that same kind of tempo.
Knocked loose. Taj Gibson. They've slowed down the pace. Now 3 on the shot clock. 24-second violation. Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups. to Butler. Knocked loose. It's a turnover as they head the other way. New York in control of the basketball. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
There's some players out there that like the freedom of space, and then we have the anomalies. We have the players who feel comfortable being uncomfortable, and almost the physicality of the game centers them and puts them right on balance every time.
Jimmy Butler, with that shot, he's 5 for 8. We talk so much about who are the MVP candidates, but there are other guys who are so valuable to their teams, and Jimmy Butler at the forefront of that list.
I have a phrase that I use when I describe players like Jimmy Butler. It's called most valuable mentality. There are certain players that approach the game with a certain mindset every single day that they will do anything possible to win the ball game. He plays with his heart and soul every single possession and every night, and he will leave it on the court if that means he can win the ball game.
Count the bucket for 2.
Oh yeah.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Butler to bring it up. Up 6. And finishes strong. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
Coming right back to you.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Butler into the front court. Up by 6. And a whistle.
His timing was a tad bit off.
Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor.
We got this. Let's go.
To Waiters. Shot clock for the Heat down to 3.
Watch cutter.
It's no good. Great defense.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive battle.
Gets a look. Can't hit. On the follow. Way to stay with it.
There are certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
Trying to cash in. Smith shot no good. Not that time. We played one here at American Airlines Arena with the Heat out in front. Jay and I back with more after this. You're watching the NBA on EA Sports. Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. Knicks with the basketball. Smith to Monroe. The big guy, Greg Monroe. He's finally on the board. Makes his first shot.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
To Dragic. Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
To Julius Randle. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
Old school equals high percentage.
Dragic with it. Looking to make something happen. To Butler. To Dragic. Goran Dragic. He's 2 for 2 now.
Good shot, money. Good shot, money.
Jay, the Knicks searched long and hard for their next head coach. They chose David Fizdale. Why was this the right choice?
Well, first off, he's a two-time NBA champion as assistant coach with D. Wade and LeBron James from Miami Heat. And I got some time to spend with him down in Miami at D. Wade's fantasy camp. He is hard and very stern, but it comes from a brotherly place. His ability to build the right culture in New York will be imperative, but it all starts with that kind of teaching.
Butler. To Dragic. Butler for 2. Add 2 more points. The defense had him, but the good shooters find a way.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Big finish that time for Julius Randle. Jay, I'm surprised he had a chance to wrap him up.
Well, you're not the only one surprised. This guy is not a good free throw shooter. You never let him have an easy bucket. If anything, make him earn it at the charity stripe.
Curling inside. Not going down for him this time. Grabs his own miss and scores. Good concentration.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
Dennis Smith Jr. guarded by Myers Leonard. To Monroe. Leaving no doubt. Slams it down.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
Miami with the basketball. Screen coming. Probing the defense. And he knocks it down. Jay, nice look right there.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Now a whistle, and we'll get a timeout for the Knicks, as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes.
Number 50, Zach Randolph. Entering the game for the New York Knicks. Number 13.
Dennis Smith Jr. He is shooting well. He's made 2/3 of his shots.
And attention to detail is everything for a professional scorer like that. Actually getting it done the hard way there.
To Butler. Screen coming.
Watch cutter. Pick.
Nothing going here on that drive. Butler to Dragic. 4-3. He engulfed him that time.
Everybody pick up.
Down to Randle. Second effort. Butler to bring it up. He'll run the offense. Terrific vision. Easy path to the rim.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
Smith to Julius Randle. Down low to Monroe. From the painted area, won't go down. Dragic into the front court. His team on top by 8. To Butler. Baseline drive, the shot won't fall. Now ready with a couple of free throws.
Smart play to rip through the extended arm of the defender. That will get you to the free throw line every time.
Dennis Smith Jr. at the line for 2 shots. For his career, 69% at the line. First free throw is good.
For the Heat, number 11, Dion Waiters.
Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. To Waiters. Butler gets it in the left corner. Dion Waiters, 3 for 6 now.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Smith with a shot, it won't fall. Dragic with the basketball. It's an 8-point lead. To Butler. Count the basket. A lot of contact. No foul.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Here we go. I got him. I got him.
Nothing going here on that drive. Butler. To Waiters. Butler. Waiters. Rebound hauled in by New York. New York Knicks basketball. To Dennis Smith Jr. Dennis Smith Jr. He's now 4 for 6.
Ed, 2 years ago, I was sitting in the draft room absolutely shocked that Dennis Smith went at 9 in the draft. And when I think about this young man's game, he is just scratching the surface of what he can do. He finished tied for 4th among rookies in scoring last season, and I guarantee you his game is going to continuously go to different levels.
Smith to Marcus Morris.
I got yours. You got mine.
Has a chance. Bullock can't connect. Jimmy Butler for 2. No good.
Stop the ball. Stop the ball. Watch that cutter. Watch that cutter. Watch the cut. Watch the cut.
To Dennis Smith Jr. Fires the 3. And he can't get it to go down. It's no good. Dragic to Butler. To Waiters. Tough shot and nearly a chance at a 3-point play. No foul.
I've seen him float so much on the perimeter, I forgot he even had that kind of physical presence. Good to see him beating up on people down low again.
Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Jay, last few drafts, the Knicks have gone younger. What do you like about Kevin Knox and his raw potential?
His upside. He just turned 19 on August 11th of this past summer, and what he did in Summer League blew my mind. Was first-team All-NBA Summer League, averaged 24 points, shooting 47% from the field. This kid has every chance to be a star.
You gotta get up on that. I got ball, I got ball, I got ball. I'm here.
To Randolph. Knocked loose. Knicks have it.
Pick up, pick up. Don't even play with him. You see
Has a look. The shot missed by Smith. Couldn't keep.
Defense, let's go.
Smith to Kevin Knox.
Shoot right.
To Dennis Smith Jr. Knicks with 4 to shoot. Down low for Gibson. Ah, that's a 24-second violation. To Waiters. Julius Randle pins it. That's out of bounds. Last touch by the Knicks. And the finish, slam dunk.
Some players are so cerebral. I'm not even paying attention to the dunk as much as I'm paying attention to the player pointing and communicating to everybody his team needs a guard on the next play down the court.
Dennis Smith Jr. Dennis Smith Jr. is going to get a chance at 3 here. He's perfect from the line so far. First try, no good. And he hits the second.
Slight practice.
Can't take advantage. 1 for 3 at the line. Here's a chance from long range. That misses with 3 seconds left. That'll do it for the period with the Heat in front.
The Heat have the lead, but not by much. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Miami Heat. The Knicks aren't down by much after 2 quarters. They certainly staked the flag in the paint. They were dominant around the rim on the offensive end. Have a look at the leading scorers for the New York Knicks.
Game track. Bench points.
The coaches are getting the kind of bench production that can make for some interesting rotations. Keep an eye on the substitution patterns in the second half.
Player of the half.
Butler really showed off his court vision in the first half. When he's able to get the ball moving like that, his team can be tough to stop. Here are the top plays from the opening half.
Number 2. Number 1.
And with that, I'm sending it back to Ed and Jay to bring you the rest of the game.
The possession lies with New York.
Here comes the screen. Here comes the screen. Here comes the screen.
Smith surveys the floor to Kevin Knox.
Hey, watch that back door. I got you up. Watch that back door.
Knocks it down from mid-range.
Working out, huh?
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Baller into the front court. His guys lead here early stages, third quarter. For three. Not that time. He missed it. Couple of cracks at the line now.
I don't know about that one, Ed. I always thought your hand was part of the ball.
Goran Dragic. He's got 2 shots coming. For his career, 76% from the line. First try at the line, no good. So he goes 1 for 2 from the line after hitting on the second. Hayden with the basketball. His guys trail by 10. Gets it to go. Could have been more. A lot of contact, but no foul.
As my mother would say to the defender, A for effort, F for results.
He'd have the basketball.
Pick up, match up.
D up, baby.
Julius Randle tips it.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
Shot. Box out, box out.
And he buries it. Goran Dragic with a piece.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Nice pass to get things going.
Look, the most efficient offenses are the ones with the highest number of assists. There are only 5 teams in the league that average 25 assists or more.
Goes to the left side. Waiters knocks it down. Defender has to get there next time.
And watching all these great shooters on the floor at once, it almost mesmerizes me. It's like you're watching the shot in slow motion. The backspin, it gives off the feel that the ball's going in every time.
It's the Heat with the possession. Dragic on a pass stolen by the Knicks.
You go back to the principles. Things that we started working on when we were in 1st and 2nd grade is called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
To Waiters. Unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
Might have had an extra dribble or 2 there, but he got the shot he wanted.
My ball.
It goes down.
Showing you why he belongs here in this league with the best of the best. Efficient scoring out of the rookie here tonight.
Miami's got it.
Match up.
Waiters. Rebound taken by the Knicks. Had a good look there, but it's no good. He'll let one fly from half court. That ends the 3rd quarter. The Heat with the lead. So the Heat will have it to start this 4th and final quarter. They have clearly been the better side so far. Jay, that's reflected on the scoreboard.
Well, the cardinal rule in the game of sport is whenever you go into the 4th quarter, it's 0-0. You have to play the game with the scoreboard saying 0-0. And if you can win that game by double digits, then you've done your job in the 4th.
To Monroe. The big guy, Greg Monroe, looking good. 4 for 5.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
To Dragic. Here comes the screen. Oh, with the foul, and a chance coming up at the line.
Love the fact that the shooter created contact on the upward motion to shoot the basketball. Big time play.
Jimmy Butler, couple of free throws on the way. Hasn't missed yet. And he connects on the first free throw. And gets both to drop at the line. The Heat have the rebound. Burke with it. It's a 9-point lead. Gets to the basket and scores.
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as a difference maker in this ball game is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot foot, which leaves the defense wondering which way you can drive, but when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want it.
Butler. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
And Ed, not every pass needs to be a home run pass or thread the needle. Sometimes an easy kick ahead or an easy shuffle pass can make the game simple. The more simplistic the game is, the more efficient you'll be as a unit.
Dragic with it. Lead stands at 10. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Free throw up and good as they open things up to a 13-point lead.
Oh, yeah, it's me and you.
Oh, they call the foul.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
And they call it.
Just a tic-tac foul.
Trying to cash in. Deep two there. Won't go. Into the front court comes Smith. His guy's down 11. Cruises inside for two.
Ed, sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
It's the Heat with the possession.
I got him. Here we go.
Here comes the screen. Nothing going here on that drive. He shoots. Oh, off the mark.
Hey, lock up.
He cruises in for two. Too easy.
I'm sorry, his name is not John Wall or Russell Westbrook. So why is he getting a free pass down the entire length of the floor?
Hey, big screen right there, big screen.
Dragic. Has a chance. The shot, almost.
We call some of these players practice players. You know, the guys that make 5 out of 10 shots in practice, but then all of a sudden they're not gamers because then they're making 1 of 10. That's exactly what you want him to do. You want him to take those kind of shots.
Dragic. Gets a look. Can't hit. Miami with the basketball. Dragic. Oh, great pass. Setting up the basket.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Dragic into the front court. His team up by 7. Here comes the screen.
Screen right.
Dragic. Nice finish at the rim.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Dragic with the basketball. Lead stands at 7. Won't go.
I agree, I thought there was a foul, but also it's all about your approach. You can't come down the lane and jump off one leg. It's called a power lift. Go off 2 legs and expect the contact.
He'd have the basketball.
Match up, baby.
Here comes the screen. That's what you like to see off the pick and roll. Nice, easy basket.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
Dragic with it. Up 5.
I got ball.
Come on, you gotta work around the screen.
Nothing going here on that drive. The screen sets him up for 2.
There you go. I like seeing scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Got him. Good trap.
Dragic. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
There you go. Finally. Shoot your shot.
Nilikina fires the 3. Defense taking a page from Nilikina. Missed the 3. Knocked loose. To Dragic. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
Working hard on the glass. On the follow. Way to stay with it.
Because in certain players' mind, it doesn't matter if they're amongst the trees or not. They're always going to be the giant in the paint.
Dragic into the front court. The lead stands at 9. Oh, they call him for the foul.
Ed, you can't lunge like that.
Goran Dragic at the line for 2 shots, shooting 66% in this contest. Can't connect on the first free throw. Good recovery. Hits the second free throw. To Dennis Smith Jr. Beyond the arc for 3. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
We love to break this game down analytically. We even love to break it down more psychologically. But sometimes it's just about settling into the game. Seemed like in the first half, things were rushed. Now we finally see them have their composure and their poise.
Let's see what the Knicks can do here. To Nilikina. Smith now. That won't go. Dragic with the basketball. He'll run the offense. The Knicks secure the rebound. Rebound comes to Miami. Knocked loose. That's a turnover. It goes the other way. Oh, Jay, he commands the paint this time down.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
Well, you can't do that.
Timing was just a tad bit off.
Goran Dragic. He's got 2 shots coming. At this juncture, he's shooting 60% from the line. First one, counted.
the set.
Two for two on that trip. Timeout here for the Knicks. It's just their first of the final 3 minutes. That leaves them with one more. Calls that a...
We got this. Let's go.
At about...
Go time. It's go time.
That's going to...
The Heat. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. We look forward to seeing you again next time.